The eagle proclaimed a Thunderbird name, and ravens waited in line. And warriors danced on and gave her a song, and hummingbirds started to rhyme. We sang, ha, 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 hooray.
Hoo-ha?
And robins came near and sang in her ears, and blue jay filled in the racket. And salmon were fun, they taught her to run, and halibut gave her a jacket. Beaver was first to put her to work, and otter put her to play. And porcupine quills would give her some skills. Bees would chase her away, we sang.
Hoo-ha?
Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Tlingit Country. My English name is Johnny B. That's what they call me, Johnny B. My Tlingit name is Daku Dane. Daku Dane Yuchat Duayasa means my name in Tlingit is Daku Dane. Shanku Khedi Ayakat. I'm a Thunderbird. Shown here on front of this drum, a Thunderbird eagle, which would be Chak ayakat, kad klei ayakad ayakat. I'm an eagle. I'm from the house that was lowered from the sun. Kasua, where are you folks? Where are you? Kuanina. Come on up. Come on up and visit. We'll talk. We'll talk of victories. Talk of victories past. The Tlinkits are a warrior society. And whether it be the men or the women, they stood side by side as warriors in an endless quest to save our Hani, which is our homeland. Whether it was the battle with the mind, whether it was using your body as the weapons of war. For centuries, the Tlinkits held down this homeland, which stretches 200 miles north of where I'm sitting, to 200 miles south to Ketchikan of where I'm sitting. That's half of the northwest coast. From Ketchikan to Seattle is the other half. So the Tlingit tribe is probably equal in size and territory to the next 24 tribes that's around us. So yes, it is a large and powerful tribe, that's been based in one of the richest resources in all of North America, known as the Tongass Forest, Glacier Bay National Monument. We have a mean riff that we're playing in the background there. After working on fish all day, somebody would grab a guitar, somebody would grab a drum, and we'd celebrate. We'd celebrate, that day of work being completed and being over with. And this here, we combine Tlingit music with the rhythm and blues sound. Some would call it the Siwash blues, but we do have somewhat of the Tlingit soul about us. And this here is simply Mawasaway Kawashu, Mawasaway Kawashu, Mawasaway Kawashu. Ooh, hooey, wop, bambaloo, bamboo, wap, bamboo. Didn't have a lot of technology back when I was coming up, so we would go ahead and create, our own entertainment, our own sounds. We certainly didn't have anything resembling YouTube or Facebook or any other technology that you see nowadays. But when I say the Tlinkits are a culture of warriors, it is very true. And that's not just, picking up the guns and the spears and the knives and combating one another. It's standing up, in protest against the Russians selling Alaska, right out from under our feet to the United States. It's trying to save a language, the warriors of language, warriors of culture, people that are trying to revive the culture are considered to be warriors of the Tlingit culture as well. We're all part of the land and the animals as well. I mean, this very much so could be a story of nature itself when you talk about Southeast Alaska. We live as the killer whales did. We live as the wolves did. Our homeland, our ahani, is our strength, and it's been passed down through generations and generations, from the elders to the youth, from the foundation to the future. I was talking to this one Tlingit boxer, this fighter, who obviously had the warrior spirit about him, and he would talk about his dreams as if they were deja vus, and he relived many of the battles that the Tlingits had and fought throughout the centuries, especially with Russians. I wrote about it in a story poem format that we'll be using quite often on this program here, which is the Tlingit Warrior. What is it we see in these visions and dreams? The times our mind keeps on file. When our memory fades, but the mind still replays these adventures our senses compile. We've been here before, in peacetime and war, and stood for homeland and tribe, when strong warrior names could then be explained as the essence of brotherly pride. His clan in Southeast was Chunkul KD, and flew in on Thunderbird wings, while keeping a bond with the fierce Kagwan Ton, those warriors with plenty of sting. Past fighting was done using arrows and gun, or spears were sometimes employed. Fights before guns, men going one-on-one, where blades were weapons of choice. The centuries may change, but our role stays the same: defense against raids from the sea, when Russian fur traders and foreign invaders were staging their own wounded knee. The Kodiak tribes were trying to survive by hiding their families in caves, then died by the thousands on Refuge Rock Island or taken as hostage and slaves. Then word came down, now Tlingits must bow for a czar who now owned their lives. The men were to serve with their labor and work while their women were taken as wives. So the peace didn't last, whether present or past. There was always that challenge for honor. And the fact still remained that in Ikahat veins was the blood of the wolf from his father. He'd lead his own pack and prepare to attack on behalf of relations in need. The Kiksadi clan were fighting for land, and their village was under some siege. And so these heathens came forth from their plunders up north, and there's no way the Tlingits would run. To the Russian surprise, unlike other tribes, Tlingits attacked them with guns. So the Slavs in this fort were put to the torch. Their rule was put to the flames. A hammer and knife helped carry that fight, and the Tlingits had carried the day. Great battles were fought there on the same spot. Russians were routed again. The enemy's gone, but will still coming along for a land that will always defend. Our Tlingit brothers will see you through trouble. He's our backbone and our partner in life. And that Ikahat name can now be explained as our warrior and our dog in the fight.